Greetings to all from Insurance Institute of India. Welcome to another episode of Vima, Vikas, Vartalap, which is the video series by the Insurance Institute. For this episode, we have with us Madam T.L. Alamelu. She is the Principal Advisor to the IFSCA of GIFT City. Madam has more than 36 years of experience in the Indian direct insurance market, in New India Assurance Company, followed by United India, and then as the chairman cum managing director of the Agriculture Insurance Company. After that, Madam was the whole-time member, non-life, at IRDA, before her joining IFSCA as the principal advisor. During her tenure, Mrs. Alamelu has various things to her credit. She was involved in providing specialized insurance covers for the ISRO satellite launch, for ONGC's offshore assets, to say a few. This is in addition to her experience in various lines of business like property, casualty, motor, marine, health and aviation. She has also been handling reinsurance. So Madam, we are really grateful to you for accepting our invitation and participating in this interview.
Thank you, Thomas, and it's always a pleasure to come to Insurance Institute, and happy to be part of this Vima Vartalap. Vikas Vartalap. It is, I think, something unique which you are doing, and therefore extremely happy to be here, and I could make it in person, which I think is even better. I feel better to be
Definitely,
here in the
definitely.
institute and do this. So you can.
Yeah, let me ask you a couple of questions. First thing, you have been in many hot seats in your career. The most important one being your innings with IRDA, where you were serving as member non-life and also acting as chairman IRDA for a short period. And you could also see the industry from another viewpoint in your present role as principal advisor to IFSCA. So all through we have been seeing, even in your direct insurance role also, several reports and assessments of the development part of IRD, of the insurance sector. So every one of them say one thing, that the insurance penetration rate of the country is too low. What are your thoughts on this subject?
Insurance penetration is and insurance density are two tools which are used internationally to gauge insurance penetration of a country. That's a tool which is a benchmark, and it uses GDPI of the country, premium income of the country, and population, which are published figures. So it's a very verifiable figure which is used, and so going by that, India's penetration is 4%. Now that is much better than China, which is the second biggest economy. I think there the penetration level is something like 3.9. However, I have my own concerns about taking this as the be all and end all of insurance coverage and insurance penetration of our country, because this figure does not include numerous schemes of the government. The Ayushman Bharat, for example, has in some states solely, it's the state's responsibility. They don't take insurance. In some states it is a hybrid, and in other states it is insurance driven. So what gets captured in penetration is only the premium part of it, but the others where the government is giving subsidy, it's not captured. Similarly, schemes like ESI or CGHS are, you can say it is akin to some sort of coverage. The person is not paying from his pocket. So these figures are not included in calculating penetration. And recently, past maybe 2 years, 3 years, some of the states have moved away from PMFBY, the Fasal Bima Yojana, but they do provide compensation to farmers. Now, that is also not captured in your insurance penetration. So actually, if you add up all that, our penetration and coverage could probably be significantly higher.
Okay. That's a perspective, because we are finding that there are many areas which are actually not calculated, and we are not consolidating and having a comprehensive view. So the insurance penetration figures that are published may not be complete, may not be giving a complete picture. Yes. Madam, when we look at the PM schemes and things like that, there is the PM SBY, the Ayushman Bharat which you mentioned, PM Fasal Bima Yojana which you mentioned, pension schemes. So all these things, they are touching the lives of crores of people. So for example, the PM SBY Suraksha Bima Yojana for personal accident, it was as per the website, it has got a cover of 34 crores of people. So we are actually touching people, touching the real people in this country. And these figures are not getting reflected, as you pointed out correctly, in the penetration figures. Do you think that there is some problem with our data, or some way of calculation, or would you have any thoughts on this?
True. Like I told for the previous question, there are some data points are missing. We can't say data is wrong or the way penetration is calculated is right, because that's the way it's gauged all over the world. But I think we need to supplement penetration figures, say this 4%, with more detailed data. And one is by doing a head count of people who are covered in health under all sorts of schemes. You do a head count of all the people who are taking term life insurance. Similarly, count of the industries, specifically the micro or the MSME industries. Now, how do we do that is a matter to be thought of by all the stakeholders in the industry, the regulator, the insurance companies. One way probably is, have a unique insurance number, like your social security or your UID number, generated by a central agency, which is today I can think of is IIB. A person will have to go get that number, and then only that number can be used for any type of insurance. I want to take a life insurance policy with LIC and take a motor with a private insurer, and my health with a standalone, and my property with the public sector. So it should be one single number across for all insurances, so that you are able to gauge whether a person is having complete coverage, part coverage, and it can be used for marketing, sales, apart from projecting the coverage which people have. And I think that is what is the aim of the regulator when he's saying vision for all, and every person should have adequate coverage.
Madam, I should really thank you for coming out with that clarity about the need for having a head count, because the head count is somewhere which is missing. And as you said, head count will become more credible when there is a system for deduplication. As you mentioned, the same person will be having multiple covers. And also, these are not linked to the GDP of the country. So because we know actually how many people we have covered in this, how many people to which the insurance industry has reached. So that definitely gives a great, a new way of looking at things. I hope that the people, concerned, all the people do put their heads together and try to figure out how do we do that. So when we look at it, so there is definitely we have from the point of view that you are mentioning, there is definitely things which has happened, and the only thing there are still, despite all this, there are a lot of people, lot of Indian citizens to be covered. That's a bigger challenge. So several initiatives are there, which have been done by IRDA, which have been done by the government insurers. Which of these do you feel are important, or what do you feel as some of the solutions in this case?
On this, we have just, according to me, only few years. 23 years may sound a lot of time, but I think we are a nation in a hurry. We are in a nation in a hurry. We can't wait now for typical insurance covers to achieve vision for insurance for all by 2047. My best bet would be on parametric covers for all household dwellings, MSME, and with specific triggers like natural disasters or terrorism, which have a tendency to wipe out substantial wealth. And it can be a cover to include all strata of the population. Probably the government has to pitch in where it is for the lower end of the population, the BPL category, while others will have to pay the premium. Because only that model would work. It cannot be that government can subsidize for the whole scheme. Fixed again, this scheme cannot have a full sum insured or the full compensation. It would give some relief to all the affected people, or whenever an incident happens or a trigger happens. A fixed quantum of compensation would be given to the affected population or to the affected MSME. This sort of parametric cover will achieve two things. One is a basic insurance cover, and the second, and according to me a more important aspect, is the moment people see that there has been a flooding, and in the next few days I am getting, however small, an amount into my bank account, you do start getting some faith in insurance, the trust, which is today a big issue for the insurance industry to overcome. I think those things can happen, and of course these covers come with only the triggers, so you don't have a lot of jargon and legalese to contend with.
That is interesting, madam. You are mentioning that we need different strategies for different people, and at least some kind of coverage for the masses. So for connecting with different stratas of the society, we need to have different approaches, and also people should taste the benefit of insurance. Fantastic. So we are getting a new perspective from you in that matter. See, of course, there have been several initiatives in this direction about reaching out and about insurance development and all that. Could you think of some silver bullets, if not golden, anything which can help the country in hitting the 2047 mark?
I think I don't want to get into this. The regulator has already given the market hopefully 3, I would say, golden bullets, okay, in the form of Vima Sugam, Vima Vistar and Vima Vahak. I think if that happens and technology is used in every form, the way technology is happening, all of us know AI and use of
big data,
LLM. So I think a good technology platform, the Bima Sugam, where insurer is displaying Vima Vistar or some standard product without, again, like I said just now, no legalese, no jargon. He says you buy this, you will get this sort of claim. Plus, the third golden bullet was about Bima Vahat, the upliftment of whole mass of people, especially women, or only women, I should say, who would be driver of these products. I think those bullets, plus if I can add my own one small silver bullet, would be claim settlement. I would like, whether I buy it, when I buy a product from Bima Sugam, I would like, I would like to see that the color of money when there is a incident happening as promised. And if that happens within the timelines, I think just few days ago there have been master circulars which say that within 7 days insurers have to decide. I think that is the crowning moment for the insurance industry and for all of us.
The proof of the pudding is in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
eating. You need to emphasize on that. So thanks, madam, for that answer. So let us look at a bit on ourselves as well. So Insurance Institute of India is an active player in many of these matters, and we have initiated through our seminars and through our training programs various endeavors to essay competitions and research and all, to various ways to connect with your industry. So there is when you're talking to a big group of insurance professionals and people who are connected with insurance academics, do you have an advice to all of us? What is our role? How do we help the nation in moving towards this 2047 goals and targets?
I think you are doing a fantastic job. So I don't think I can give advices on that, but continue your journey in honing technical skills, which is definitely needed, and more will be needed quickly in the years to come. Research on certain vital topics which will help policymakers take right decisions. Spread insurance awareness by, India is such a country where physical presence is still required, valued in, maybe you have institutes all over India, but some more, one man, two man, one woman institutes in all districts could help. Maybe a Coursera type of, offering to the youngsters. I think these are some of my, inputs which I would like to share.
Thank you for that advice. Even though you said it is not an advice, we take it as an advice from you, and we will definitely, some of them we are already thought of and doing in a small way, and when it comes from you, we do really take it seriously. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much, madam, for your time and for your excellent interactions with us. Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.